That's too close in, isn't it? I don't like it. I don't like my hair either. Fuck it. Ugh. Ugh. Image matters, doesn't it, or something? Like, you actually judge people based on their fucking image, you stupid shithead fuck. That's why everybody's making fake ass shit that you follow. Like, you actually think. There was a study about this, I think. The dumber someone is, the more they follow celebrities. I think that's probably fucking true. Now, there's other things that indicate the more you look at my face, the more you trust me and think I'm good. Which is good, I suppose, although a serious psychological flaw on your part. Because, what the fuck? I mean, whether you're familiar with me or not, I mean, this gets into like why you believe your own family and the culture you come from. Because you're so stupid that you can't imagine a bigger world than the place you came from. That's why people believe in the gods that they were born to believe in. They were born in a place, so they believe in the things people believe in that place, because they don't have the mental capacity to think beyond that. I guess that's normal, so no offense to you, you're normal. Probably. If you're normal, you hate me. It's a mind fuck right there. You can hate me and still be brilliant. That's okay. Not a problem. Not insulting you. Oh, I think I'll zoom out. I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to turn off the camera and zoom out. Hey, there we go. Oh, it's much more comfortable. My head has more space now. And you can see shit around me, which is good. I like that. Oh, it's beautiful out. The clouds have come back. And this is so important. Because we're dying here. I'm dying. We. Who the fuck is we? Am I a multiple personality weirdo? No, not quite. Could have been, but decided not to be. There's a story behind that, by the way. I actually made a conscious decision not to let my personality divide. I can understand why people are multiple personalities. In fact, I think I was with one. I don't know if she was diagnosable as that or not, or really that, but she had personally diagnosed herself as that. And she told me the names of her different personalities. And I can't break confidence any more than that to tell you more, but one of them was like damn near illegal, like not okay, like socially unacceptable badness. And the other one of the other ones was a succubus, which she called herself that. And I didn't really understand to trust people enough to self-diagnose and be wary and run the fuck away. But I should have. Anyway, that's her, not me. Don't care anymore. I try not to care. What's happening now is that the clouds are coalescing, and it's going to eventually rain. It rained fucking 4 or 5 days ago, a little bit. But I mean, I could take you down right now to a place where we reproduce plants, and I could show you dead plants. Okay? They are dead, dead, dead. It does not matter how much they're going to grow. I mean, how much it's going to rain. They're not going to grow. They are dead, dead, dead. Oh, here's my solar light thing. Look. It's actually a really cool thing. I'm going to bring it inside so I can have light at night. Because I'm out of light. I'm running on gasoline. Fucking gonna die. Probably not, but it keeps just getting closer to being not good. You know, I've cut my dog food's ration down twice. That's not good. I eat crap. I mean, like, there's so many things that are not good, it's ridiculous. And then I go online, and most of my life is online, right? And so I find out just how horrible people are. Like, really horrible people is what people are. And you probably know that. And I don't know. I'm always curious about hearing other people's experience about that. I just wrote a big bunch of stuff about how horrible people are because I just talked to a guy for a couple hours about how horrible his life is. He's a Muslim guy, and he's stuck in his life, you know. He's in Saudi Arabia right now. He's from Sudan, and he feels trapped. He's married. He has kids. He is a devoted husband and father. Maybe. I don't know him personally, so I can't say that. Oh, look, I found a cool glass. Look at that shit. I don't think there's any rat shit on this. Oh, I had forgotten. I'm already a little bit drunk, so yeah, you can criticize me for that, but I also don't give a shit. I bought some sherry in town, and so I'm going to drink it. You can join me if you like. You don't have to watch the whole thing. You could just make a snarky comment right now about what an asshole I am. But that wouldn't be very fair, would it? Because some of the things I have to say are actually interesting and thoughtful. And I really think I'm an empathetic and caring person. Although I'm pissed off at the entire world and everyone in it, including myself. So, yeah, I think the only person I'm not pissed off at is my dogs. Or people, whatever. Are they people? I think of them as people. Hi, Frida. Oh, and she's the little babyest, cutest one. Arr. Let's go out here again, shall we? That's a raven sound. Does that come into the camera? Ravens are so cool. They're super smart. I wish I was better friends with the ravens. But I would have to go do things to be better friends with the ravens. I can think of things, but I'm not going to bother. As long as I, have trees and they live in the trees, they're happy, I'm happy, everybody's happy. But it would be cooler if, I gave them tricks to do or food or things, because they're so smart. But then again, they don't exist to serve me, right? They don't exist to play games for me. So that would just be for my own amusement. I think the best thing I can do for them is make sure there's water available, which I do have water down there available for birds. But I want to put water in 10 more spots around the land for birds and other animals. So So anyway, I talked to this Islamic guy, this Muslim guy, for a long time, and he was a lot nicer than some of them I've talked to. I've been talking with a lot of Islamic people and Muslim people over the last couple of weeks, and that's because I'm on this particular site that has a bunch of those folks, right? And some of them are very hardcore, and they're from, Iran, Afghanistan, Saudi Arabia, Sudan, Egypt. Am I forgetting any others? Probably. There's other countries. I don't know. And some of these conversations get pretty in-depth because I'm not a person who fucking just chats around, right? I mean, I ask questions, and that opens me up to being asked questions. And so I get asked hardcore questions, and I've been told how bad I am and how I'm going to hell, and, that some of them have tried to be nice and try and bring me into Islam, and that's not going to be happening. I'm not going to be brought into any Abrahamic religion, okay? That would be Jews, Christians, and Muslims. No fucking way am I going to join any of them, and neither should you, okay? They're fundamentally flawed religions. Really. the doctrine of them is flawed. The culture of them is flawed. It just don't do that shit, okay? It's toxic, if you like that word, which gets thrown around bogusly, but whatever. Just don't do that. Oh, there goes a raven. What are they doing? Oh, I know what they're doing. They're going to make babies. Because spring is coming. Well, this is spring, I guess. So spring is starting. And every year, they make nests. Well, they probably always have nests. I don't know. I don't watch them all the time, okay? So, and they're going to make babies, and then the babies grow up, and then there's probably going to be a big raven party, which might be a big raven orgy for all I know. I mean, sometimes there's a huge number of ravens for some reason that I understand, because they don't tell me. I mean, they do tell me raven language, but I don't speak it. And then stuff will happen, and then babies get born. And then they're very territorial, right? So the babies move away to somewhere else around here. I don't know. I don't have like GPS tags on all these ravens. But I'll tell you, I'm curious. I'm very curious about them. Because they're so cool. And they're enormous, by the way. These are not crows, okay? I grew up with crows and starlings. Starlings are even smaller. But these are like big, big birds. Like big, big, big. Not yellow big birds. Not like Sesame Street. But like, yeah. You ever see that Hitchcock movie, The Birds? I did. I also saw the more disturbing movie about the making of the movie The Birds, and Hitchcock was kind of like obsessively fucked uply focused on a chick he was like inappropriately obsessed with. Because I think you should only be obsessed with chicks who are kind of obsessed with you. That's really, I mean, I don't understand, like, there's a lot of things I don't understand about men. Maybe I'm not a real man, you know, but I don't understand, like, why I would ever want to have sex with somebody who wasn't enthusiastically consenting. And I'm a smart, I used to be semi-attractive. No, I used to be, when I was younger, I was actually probably really attractive, but I didn't know it, which is probably even more attractive. Because people who know they're attractive are kind of unattractive, really, you know. It's not a good attribute, but I didn't know it, so I could have done whatever fuck I wanted, pretty much, in many ways. And I did do a lot of fucking and things I wanted, but I didn't really understand the big game, and maybe I still don't, because, no, I think I do, actually. I think I do more than anyone that I know. That is arrogant as fuck to say, isn't it? Totally arrogant. But there was another topic that came up, and I talked about this in a video before that I may or may not have even published. Most of the videos I've recorded are not published. And I'm not sure I should say this idea right now. I have been drinking. It is a very powerful idea that few people understand right now, but will come to pass. It's not a question of if it will, it will. I mean, all the pieces are there. Everything's happening. And I have this great power with this idea. On the other hand, is this a video I'm going to publish now or not? Maybe I'll publish it. I mean, I might as well be honest with people. I mean, how fucked up I am and how strange I am and the ideas I have. I think they're interesting as fuck. They're super interesting. And I'm a very fun guy. I used to be a fun guy. I'm not as fungi. I'm not as much of a mushroom as I was before, because I've had so many years of being unfulfilled, of primarily having involvement with people who are kind of evil and bad in their own ways. And of course, they don't necessarily think they're evil and bad, but yeah, they are. So, and I already know, I've been told so many times how evil and bad I am. So I understand that it's confusing, right? I'm evil and bad because I'm not vegan. I've raised rabbits. I've killed chickens, and I have dogs even. Like, apparently I'm evil if I even have pets, right? To have a pet is evil. But they're my fucking friends. They're my guardians. They're people they're dogs I've taken off the street and saved them from starving to death. I don't think that's evil. And, we could look at the evolution of humans and dogs and all these things, and the imbalanced relationship of power between me and the dogs. And I buy food for them like a servant, by the way. They're not going out and buying any food. And they're not really protecting me from any actual dangers that I face. Like, I could fucking go shoot them all and I'd be fine. That's hyperbole or something bad. Sounds terrible, but no, I'm not going to shoot any dogs. And I love my dogs. My current pack is awesome. But there's people who think that me having dogs at all, this is like PETA people, PETA capitalized, people for the ethical treatment of animals, which basically means people shouldn't have anything to do with animals at all, and the thousands of year history of friendship between dogs and humans is evil. Those fucks, fuck PETA, okay? And I understand that there's many bad relationships between humans and animals, okay? I understand that fully. But that ain't me, baby. I need them, they need me, and they need me more than I need them. And we were evolved with dogs. If we were co-evolved with any species of larger mammal at all, we're going to skip microbes and things, and stomach, gut bacteria, and all this shit that lives on our human bodies. Okay, we'll skip them because they're not as cute and interesting, and I don't know much about them. But if we were going to talk about any animals we were really evolved with, it would be dogs, right? Dogs. All over the world. Dogs, 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 dogs. Dogs are what we were evolved to survive with as human beings, as relatively weak, weird, not totally furry, although we can work on that. Imperfect beings. We got together with something that has sharper canines, that is more into meat than even we are, that can run faster, it has 4 legs, it can kill, murderous fucking beings that they are. And we partnered up with these people, and we even let them near our children. And we co-evolved with these weird dogs. That's how close the relationship is. For thousands of years. And then PETA comes along and tells us that's bullshit? Fuck PETA. They don't know shit. And if you're a person who likes them, then read history and get to know what dogs are and think. Listen to what I'm saying if you want, but you've already decided I'm evil anyway. So, fuck you. Cats are another topic. I'm not going to talk about them that much. Although, I do have mice and rats and shit. So, I wouldn't mind figuring out how to have a better relationship with cats. But that's another topic I don't feel like talking about. Horses are an interesting topic. And as I get in conversations with people about energy use and electric cars and cars in general, and how terrible it is that cars have become something that, one solar flare could take them all out and we could see the collapse of civilization. And how one guy was talking with, his car was so fucked up and blinking lights at him and stuff, his electric car, right? Because he's a fancy rich dude. And it was so fucked up he couldn't even talk to me anymore because he had to go drive around and charge up his car. Because I think it's a hybrid. So he's using gasoline to charge his electric car. I'm not sure. And I'm not insulting him at all. He's one of my best friends. He probably is my best friend. But it's a mess, that I have a friend who has a 1978 pickup truck that he can fix, and he can come around and cut down a tree that's where I don't want it, and he can haul logs off, and when that truck breaks, he can fix it. And one solar flare and all the trucks die. He's afraid to buy a new truck because he's going to have to buy a truck that if it ever breaks, he'll have to take it across the lake to get it fixed. He won't be able to fix it himself. He has no right to repair, right? Now, that could be a licensing issue or just it's impossible for him to do it without a computer. And it's all packed in there and stuff. And it's just like, no. I understand it's bad to burn gasoline. We all know that. But if you're going to burn gasoline, burn it in a way where you actually get to control the process. And don't make these fancy cars that are too complicated. Way too complicated. And you can't, do anything. I was in a car once. And I'm kind of like Rumpelstiltskin. I mentioned this to my friend. I'm kind of like Rumpelstiltskin in a way. I've been gone so long, I haven't seen anything. I don't know what's going on. And so I got in a car one time and I saw this thing that showed you where you're backing up. There's a camera or something. And so you can see how you're backing up, which is totally cool. Love technology. Love it. And it has a GPS and a map and all this stuff. And it's all complicated. So beautiful. And so completely fucking stupid. Because it all breaks. And when it breaks, it all breaks together. It breaks in a cascading system of failure. Just like civilization will. Just like the one you're trusting right now. That if you care about your children in any way, you will have less faith in civilization because you know that empires die. And everything right now in the world is run by empires. Big ones. U.S. is one. That's the one I know the most about. China. Russia's pretty big and powerful. Europe, we'll just call it a big entity. It's a bunch of smaller entities, but they're currently acting mostly as one. So Africa is an entity which we don't think about a lot, but they have a lot of resources. And actually, for the area they have, they're not as population dense as you would think, even though they're really big. And they're the only one that's currently reproducing at a higher rate than everyone else. Everyone else's population is falling. And they're falling due to a bunch of reasons, right? That's not our biggest problem. Slow failure is actually a good thing. If we can fail civilization slowly, that's convenient for us because we can adjust to it. And it's a hard adjustment. There's places like Italy and Japan where their demographic graphs are looking bad. I mean, there's no young people. And so they're going to have to figure out how do we deal with having an aging population, less young people, and still have a society run. That can still be done. It's not a problem. It's a big problem. But we can figure it out. We have to figure it out. Because it's either going to be slow failure we figure out or fast failure. Now, fast failure has many options on occurring. And that's a whole different way of thinking about collapse. And that's a volcano going off, which if you look at the biggest volcanoes that have ever gone off in history, look that shit up on a search engine, and then years of winter, no crops, okay? At that time, population was low, and so I don't know what percentage of humanity died in any particular event. You can look it up. But it was a bunch. But if that happened at that scale now, and as fragile as we are, with our weak-ass food systems, living in climates where we weren't made to live in, okay, with refrigerators that are all going to die, and all that frozen food you thought of is going to save you as a prepper survivalist is all gone, okay? And also there's very few survivalist prepper people, there's percentage-wise, so they're a tiny little group. Most people are just going to fucking die. Sorry. It's mean to say it, isn't it? You pissed off yet? I'm kind of pissed off. People are so fucking stupid. Wake the fuck up, assholes. Anyway, so it could be a volcano. It might be the Yellowstone supervolcano. Not necessarily likely, but it, people have heard of Yellowstone, so that's cool. A solar flare is more likely and will definitely happen. There's no question. Well, not more likely necessarily. Sorry. There was the Carrington event. Carrington, that's with 2 R's. Carrington event in 1880 something, I think, and that caused electrical confusion in the grid, and that was a simple grid at the time. Okay, there was almost nothing in 1880. Now everything's electric. What happens when 80% of the cars die? Your transportation system is out. Your database systems are out. You have no social controls over anything. You've lost all your records. You can't communicate anymore. Who knows what happens with nuclear power plants and weapon systems and wars and other shit. I mean, it's just going to be a big mess. So one solar flare, all satellites go down, internet's gone, and your entire world changes in an instant. And if you don't understand that's possible, we're not having the same conversation. We are not in tune. Okay? That is going to happen. Maybe not this year. In fact, the likelihood is damn near zero. So don't worry about it. Just party. Have a good time. Don't worry. It's not going to happen. Except it will fucking happen sometime. 100 years from now? 200? 2,000? We'll be extinct by 2,000 years from now. So something else will take us down anyway. Don't worry about that. The point is we're in a fragile situation. And so if we look at all the ways in which we're fragile, let's look at the oceans, for example, how we've fished them out and we've killed them off. All the kelp forests along the California coast have died. There used to be tons of life, so much life in the oceans that we were frightened of it as sailors on our little boats. Now we've just killed the fuck out of it. That's a big problem. Now, the amoebas, bacteria, whatever, haven't all died off yet. But we're seeing massive fluctuations in temperature. And so we're seeing things that produce the majority of the oxygen in the world that are more, they're more subtle than forests, right? Forests are cool. We understand why we should preserve forests a little bit. We're not doing it. But if the ocean dies, if we hit a tipping point and the ocean dies, we all die. That's it. It's extinction time. And that's entirely possible. Now, if any one of the things I've mentioned, and I could look up my answer on Quora about peak X, of what is peak X, right? And there's so many things we have built on, so many minerals like rare earth minerals, whatever, or sand even. I mean, can we really run out of sand? Apparently we can. Can we run out of concrete materials? Can we run out of the ability to keep building and keep growing? Yes, the answer is fucking completely yes. We can't keep growing. And we've been warned about that forever. But will we care? No, we won't care. We, as a larger society, won't care. Maybe you'll care because you and I are communicating and understanding each other, and you're like, well, duh, Brian, I understand that, and I see the problem, and I see that we're over-consuming, and, but you and I, people who don't get that, are not communicating. You think I'm a dumbass asshole. You think I'm anti-human because I'm saying people are going to die. I'm not saying people should die. I'm not suggesting it as a good way to go, but I'm suggesting to you that billions of people are going to die because of your actions and your life now. the people you vote for, the people you buy from, the lifestyle you lead. The fact that you're not interested in a slow decline, because we must decline use of civilization, use of resources, if we're going to survive at all. That's what I'm saying. It's not a moralistic thing, really. It's just a prediction of what is going to happen. And you don't want it to happen, do you? And a bunch of you are going to have a negative psychological response to that of like, well, that guy is really negative and that guy is ignorant and all this shit I've heard my whole life. You know, like, this guy just needs to get back in tune with like making more money on the stock market and all this other stuff. And it's like, well, no thanks. I don't believe money's even real. Your money's fake. You think you're rich, you're not. And it won't make me any happier. It's not like, sometimes people think that people with apocalyptic visions are going to somehow be happy when it all fails. No, I won't be happy at all. I'll be totally unhappy. Okay? I don't want to see it happen. I don't even want to be alive for it particularly. I mean, I'll stay alive just like most people as long as I'm able to, and as long as I'm having a moderately fun time. Although more and more people are going to choose suicide. That's just how it is. Suicide's going to go up. It's only going up. Look at the graphs. And if you're a guy, think about that a lot, because guys are number one in line. No feminists are going to care about that shit, But no, men are killing themselves at a very high rate. Why wouldn't they? In the industrial world, socialism takes over, slavery takes over. Talk to somebody who grew up in a country like that. Learn some shit. Read some history. Don't just be a little whiner who wants everyone else to be your slave. Fucking socialists and communists don't know shit. Or they just don't care about anyone else. Entirely possible. So, if I was actually going to give you recommendations about what to do, because that was the painful thing in this conversation I had with this guy, was, what can he really even do? Well, today I talked to one guy who lived in Saudi Arabia right now. I talked to a guy in India. He didn't talk as much. I talked to a guy who lived in Iran. We looked at the north of Iran where there's some trees and stuff. These places used to have a lot of trees and things. I can't solve the overpopulation problem. That's going to have to be solved by how things work, which is going to be a massive die-off of people. So, without that, there are some people who say, oh, there's plenty of food to feed people in the world. And it's like, well, actually there isn't. We're living in a degraded position where agriculture is oil-fueled. And even though I understand where someone's coming from when they say that, they're wrong. Yes, in an ideal world of totally different land use. See, I already don't believe what I'm saying, but I'll try and follow through. Maybe somehow with food forest farming and a restored world magically, we could somehow feed 8 billion people on the earth. The problem is I don't believe that at all, and I can't. We have degraded land, which is using fossil fuel agriculture and fertilizer. We have food far away from population centers that need it, in population centers with energy that won't exist later, in climates where they're not going to have air conditioning or heat. And so they're going to freeze to death. Some of them will survive, but most of them won't. And the buildings, the architecture is terrible. And so it's not built to, I mean, ideally architecture would be built to not need any additional heating or cooling, but that's not how it is. That's not how it is it? No, it's not. So look up a population map of the world, a population density map, and then look up climate maps. This is how we get on board with each other, right? This is how we start to agree with each other a little bit more and have you not just think, okay, this guy's an asshole. So look up that. Look up Weather Spark, which is a nice website for comparing climates, and compare your climate to other places. See if you can store enough water to survive where you are. Because even though I've been saying it for 30 years, nobody gave a fuck. And so finally, this year, where I live now, people are thinking, this is happening other places too. I'm not like the first person to bring this up, all right? I'm not claiming any special status. But there's a total water shortage. And it's not just a water shortage of like, oh, it's inconvenient. No, people are going to fucking die from it. Now, I don't know if anyone's at that point yet, but they will be, because they'll start dying. I don't know how to communicate that to you. I mean, places like Las Vegas have been in a water shortage for a long time, and they've learned how to deal with that, and they're doing things. When I was there was a sign up on the hotel room door that said, hey, save water and stuff, you know. And I still, after 30 years, don't think people really get it. I suggested to a friend of mine that he store 45-gallon things of water in his basement, because he's got a big basement. He could do it easy. Money's not a problem. Just for short-term issues, just to get by. And he didn't seem that interested. I was surprised. I mean, that's a small ask. It's a small request. Just to try and help my friend not suffer as much. And I'm not even asking him to do what he actually needs to do, which what he needs to do is save tons of rainwater, like build huge cisterns and stuff, and or move out to the country and escape everything. I mean, let's think like survivalists. More of us. Most of us. And it won't all work, but if you don't have an apocalyptic mindset, you're not seeing shit as it is. You know, and I don't know if I even give a fuck. I'm going to die anyway, okay? I don't care. That's not true. I do care. I care about you and what's going to happen to you. And it's not looking good. And he's right in the sense that he can just ignore this shit. He's got money. He's fine. Maybe nothing will happen for 20 years, 40 years. What if nothing happened for 100 years? And all this shit I'm saying is just like Malthusian prophecy. Malthus was a guy, I forgot his first name. Some guy, Malthus, said, hey, you can't keep growing everything forever. This is probably in, I don't know, 1700s. I have no idea. And so he's a joke, right? Because he predicted that you can't grow forever and have it work out. And there's reasons why he was wrong on his timing. If he did state any timing, which I don't know he did. He just said shit's going to happen, right? And he's right. But I don't know if he was wrong on his time frame. I don't know if I'm wrong on time frame. And no one does. There could be a solar flare that happens tomorrow. There could be an earthquake that takes down the entire west coast of the United States. That's still regional, not worldwide. There could be a volcano that takes down the entire planet for enough time for billions to die. Okay, all that shit is beyond our control. There's a whole bunch of other classes of possible social failures that are under our control. Like COVID was an interesting little test run, okay? And that was just a test run. Like that was tiny ass bullshit by comparison. If you thought COVID was big, if you have big opinions about that, just wait for a real pandemic because there will be one. And smart people say that, not just me, but people who know about pandemics. I mean, that was a mild one. Maybe I'll get some water. Here, I drink only rainwater. And you know what? It's kind of brown because it comes off of a roof in gutters that are filled with oak leaves, and that puts tannins into them. So I actually have a bunch of, here's my dirty sink. It's disgusting. And so my water's brown because it has tannins in it, and it could have like bird shit in it and other stuff, which is disgusting. But I'm kind of a science experiment, so I'm just seeing, what'll happen. And so far, nothing has. And other people run out of water. Around here, they don't even have water. Not for that long, otherwise they'll get very upset and then they'll make the government do something about it. But it's only going to get worse. It's not going to get better. So I'm hoping that's not true. I say that with great confidence, but I'm hoping it's not true. I'm hoping that there's more rain, not less. In fact, I'm kind of counting on it. But at the same time, I want to increase my water storage because my biggest cistern, here, let's go take a look at it for fun. My biggest cistern, which holds about 90,000 liters, it's my primary water storage system, is currently empty. Totally empty. Why am I wearing glasses? These are reading glasses. Am I cuter without glasses? Will you trust me more if I'm cuter? It's always a really dumb reason to trust someone, by the way. Really stupid. So over here is my cistern. This is the entryway into it over there. And if I pull that open, it's a really heavy concrete thing, and I don't feel like doing it because I don't. But it's empty. I pulled it open the other day, and there's a tiny bit of water in it, and there's, oak leaves in it and shit like that. So it's not ideal. But, and this whole thing I'm standing on right here is all just one huge container of water. Yeah, if I stomp on it, it makes a kind of a thuddy drum noise. So that's not good. And it might be because it has a leak, which it did once before. And for 3 years, I didn't have enough water. And I'm hoping that's not what's going on now. But I'll get in there, and if I get some financing, I'll seal it and do things. There's some products I can use, or I could cement it up better, or who knows what. But this is not the ideal kind of water storage anyway. And I have a book about water storage, and I have experience of living, off grid, off the water grid, and off the electrical grid. So I know a lot about how to not have centralized systems work for you. And that is one thing I would like to suggest to you is figure out what you're going to do when centralized systems don't exist anymore, okay? Because they're not going to exist anymore. Eventually they won't exist. That's just how it is. There is no God that's going to save you. There is no government that's going to save you. You're fucked. That's how it is. I can hear the raven out there again. That's cool. The madrones have berries right now. See, I'm supposed to remember that kind of thing. Like, when does each plant have berries? And I have ideas for software to help with this. Eventually it will. Because I do record these videos and I do have dates on them. And if I say right now that there's madrones on the tree right now, then that means that before the rains come in June, late June, there's berries, and it's going to put that into an AI database. Artificial intelligence will catalog every video I make. AI intelligence will catalog every video I make. And eventually it will know this land better than I do. And it will know all land better than any of us does. And maybe that's our magic solution out of this. Maybe that's our techno-magic solution, is that it can actually tell us, if it still exists at all, okay? If it could tell us, like, do these things to save the world. And I would help design software that would actually help us tell us what to do to save the world. And I have thoughts on that. Really interesting, deep thoughts. And AI is only a part of it. It doesn't require AI, but AI could really do well with it. In this case, like, it's out there, over there. And there's berries all over it. And those are edible berries, by the way. One of the names for a madrone tree is strawberry tree. It's in the scientific family Arbutus. And yeah, see, and I don't harvest any of that shit because I don't care about it. Hi, honey. My little doggy. Oh, she's so cutie. My dogs are not happy, and neither am I, with being so alone. See how happy she is? Hi, hi. Hi, baby doggy. Hi. Boopy doopy doo. Oh, no, that wasn't me kicking you. I'm not kicking you. Come here. Come on. Holy fuck. She's, like, sensitive. The problem is that during the day I ignore... Hi. Hi, honey. Oh, you're so cutie, baby. You cutie, baby. Whoopie doopie doopie doo. Whoopie doopie doopie doo. Oh. Are you a big dog? Arr. Arr. Hi, honey. Arr. Arr. Frida, where you go? Oh my God, it does feel nice to have clouds out again, because the sun has been so oppressively hot during the dry season, like really harsh. And so, like, to be outside, and I have tons of videos of me walking around the sun and stuff, but I usually do it really in the morning. And what is it? It's late? No, it's early June now. It's June now. Holy fuck. So shit has changed. It's the 3rd of June, 2024. They just had an election in Mexico, which I can't comment on freely because I'm a foreigner still, even though once I get my passport renewed, I can become a citizen and then I can speak freely. But I can, you know, carefully monitor what I say to not violate the Constitution of Mexico, which is Article 33 of the Constitution. And I can say that a chick won. Her name is something. I forgot it. A chick also won in the municipio I'm in, the county I'm in. And that's actually kind of cool. And I can't say why I think that, can I? I can't have an opinion. I'm not allowed to have a fucking opinion. But it's a change. It's something different than what was before. And I don't even know what like party she's from or anything, so I'm ignorant enough to not really have a valid opinion. And maybe she could be terrible. I have no idea. I'm not going to assume just because she's a chick that she's good, because that would be extremely sexist and full of shit. Or she could be great. I don't know. I need to cut down this pine tree right here. This is going to fall right here. It's going to fall right here someday. And so it has to be cut down right now. Not at this exact moment. But it has to be cut down and like, it could fall down right here, over there, and not hurt too many things. It might hurt that plant right there, which would suck because that's a really cool plant. But, yeah. It's not a very, it's not a tree that's worth anything really. It doesn't matter. There's like, 20 of them, 25 of them right there, and there's bigger ones over there and bigger ones over there, and none of it matters. So all you dumbass hippies who think that you should never cut down a tree just have to get a clue, because you're just stupid and wrong. Grow up. Not to insult hippies. I am one, sort of. But dumbass hippies, not okay, man. Not okay. In fact, dumbass anything. In fact, as an adjective, dumbass followed by anything, unless you have an excuse of having a biological reason to be retarded, is really not okay. Like, unless you have Down syndrome or something, in which case, no problem. Be as dumb as you want. I'll still be friendly with you. And I have found that every Down syndrome person I've ever related to has been really nice, actually. Mainly one of them. He's a totally cool guy. He's a very funny guy. I don't know where his head's at. I don't understand him. But I think he's, just trying to do his best. And that's kind of like me, so I like him. He's great. I've only interacted with him at parties and stuff, and he's always having a good time at parties, so maybe he's an asshole when he's not at parties. I have no idea. Not my problem. But if you're actually a dumbass and you have the ability to be intelligent, if you're a voluntary dumbass, because you side with one thing and because you avoid reading about the opposition and because you lack empathy for other people and because you think that your demographic group matters, like if you think your demographic group is a community, if that's what you identify with, you fucking asshole, then fuck you. And I don't know I'm going to apologize for that. Seriously, like, the most racist, sexist, classist, nationalist, dumb fucks I know think they have a reason behind it. They think that they're the victim. And they're the weakest members of their group. They are people that their group, their demographic group, should reject and insult. They're the people that their group should say, no, you do not speak for us. You don't speak for me. Well, nobody should say you don't speak for us, because nobody should say that I speak for you as a group. Do I speak for anyone in my demographics? And that's plural for a reason. Of all the demographics I fit into, am I qualified to speak for any of them? No, not at all. And you motherfuckers fuckers in my demographics are not qualified to speak for me and any of mine. Okay? Regardless of skin color, national origin, religious affiliation, sexuality. I'm trying to think of demographic groups here, but just fill in all the demographic fucking groups that you could put me into. Okay? Fuck all you. I don't speak for you. You don't speak for me, okay? And I would recommend to anyone who fits into any other demographic group in the entire world that you say exactly the same thing as I'm saying. Say it the same fucking way. Use me as a script. Oh, hi, honey. Hi. What are you doing? Oh, you so sweetie. Oh, you so sweetie too. Oh, you cutie babies. Yeah. I gotta give these dogs some food at some point because that's why they like me. But no, if you're in any group of any kind, if you're in any demographic group, then if you are trying to be a representative of it, if that's your primary identity, then my opinion is your identity is weak. Okay, you're a weak human being. And you need to develop an individual identity of like, what ethics do you follow? You know, like what world do you want to create and what do you do to create it as an individual? Not just like, oh, I have these enemies out there who are hurting me and I'm a victim and therefore I deserve some shit. No, you don't deserve shit. You deserve to fucking die like all of us will anyway. Okay? Nothing is given to you. Fuck you. Sounds kind of harsh, even for me. I'm sorry about that. But seriously, don't do that shit. It's a big mistake for you to do that. And I know you're young and you think you deserve something. You don't deserve shit. You're going to have to fight for this fucking world. I mean, you watch movies that have superheroes fighting for shit. Well, guess what? Be a superhero. And you have no special powers. And don't even try and use your special victimhood as a power. Fuck that shit. You have to get shit done. You have to work hard. Be better than other people. Be better than your enemies. Don't respond in kind. Because we can always look at a different demographic and we can say, there's bad people in that demographic. They're horrible. And you're right. You're totally right. They're horrible people in demographic. Oh my God, it's the Jews. The Jews are doing this stuff. Yeah. Well, most of them aren't. Maybe there's a tiny minority of some Jews collected in some places doing some shit. There's men doing bad shit. Well, there's a bunch of men doing bad shit. It's a big world. Half the people are men, a little less than half, but there's a bunch of them that are bad. Okay, well, stop supporting them. Because you're probably supporting them, by the way. You're probably actually helping them, whether you're male or female. It doesn't matter. Right? Oh my God, he said female. We can never say female because that turns women into like animals or something. Wait, I just said male. Is that bad? No. You're an idiot, okay? You're a fucking idiot. Feminists are idiots. Not all of them. In fact, I am a feminist. Oh shit, I'm an idiot again. What just fucking happened? I'm so confused. No, I can be for equality feminism. I can be for women being powerful and having the right to have bank accounts and get married or not married or have kids or not married or not have kids. But the most fucking sexist people are these insane feminists who want to tell other women what to do, and what they are is just control freaks who want to tell other people in their own demographic what the fuck they have to do. That's you if you're that kind of fucking feminist. Stop doing that. You're an anti-female feminist if you think that you have the right to tell other women what to do. Okay? I mean, there's meninists who are currently somewhat legitimately fighting against being an oppressed class, right? I don't want parts of my dick cut off, and part of my dick was cut off. That doesn't seem very good, does it? But nobody cares. You're against female genital mutilation, right? But you don't care about men having their dicks cut off. Nah, there's a big issue with feminism. And it's corrupted as shit. And if you're a woman, I encourage you, I invite you to not be a normal feminist. What's become normal, which is anti-male. How could you not hate feminism in the form it's taken? You know, the one that thinks that all men should just do dangerous jobs and be slaves, and women should have these wuss-ass jobs of bullshit. You know, we have to hire more women to be in HR while men do the real work? No. Oh, I've lost a bunch of you, haven't I? Yeah, it's okay. I could talk more about those gender issues, you know, but I don't feel like it at this moment. And it doesn't really matter who I am or what I say. What matters is the logic behind it. Like, what kind of society are we going to create? I mean, can we have feminists who are in support of women being homemakers and baby makers? We need babies. I mean, I am a person who has decided not to have babies. I have a special attraction to women who have decided also not to have babies. Although sometimes I think, hey, maybe it would be really nice to hook up with a woman who did have babies, and I would like an intimate relationship again. This is getting a little personal. I'm sorry about that. Maybe it's because I'm getting drunker. Cheers, baby. Pour yourself some more wine there. The point is that actual fucking feminism, if there was such a thing, and if I was actually more of a feminist than you are, you fucked up bitch of a fake feminist who tries to control other people into your social fucking agenda, if I was actually more of a feminist than you are, I would say that a woman should have a choice and not be judged for whether she wants to have a job or not. Although I'm very much in favor of people working and having job value, but also including motherhood as a value and thinking about alternative ways of even raising children that aren't just the nuclear family, and thinking about kidvilles and kid villages and like ways that we could do things in alternative ways that replace the extended family. I mean, I'm trying to fucking think of actual ways to help women, and you know, I care about birthing and you know, paternity rights and legal rights and citizenship, and I mean, so many things that you haven't even thought about as a stupid-ass, dumb-fuck young feminist, that I care so much about the women I've known and the women I will know. You know, the women I'll never know. But all you can do is spray paint shit on a wall, on a historic building, to protest some crap because somehow you're pissed off because you don't have every goddamn thing for free in the world. I'm referring to a particular kind of protester. And I'm not a big fan of protesters in general who damage property of other people who aren't even involved, who are damaging their own cause. And there's a certain group of feminists doing that. But I'll also insult ecologists who do that, ecology protesters who do that, who actually damage the cause, or all kinds of protesters who damage their own cause. Black Lives Matter fits in this category. Oh no, he said that. Oh my God, he hates black people. No, I don't fucking hate black people at all. I don't want the fucking idea of black people to be taken over by the idea of like black people just being rioters and destroying places. That is not black people. Okay? That's assholes who happen to be black. So fuck your Black Lives Matter bullshit movement that's corrupt anyway, since the people who organized it are thieves anyway. I don't think black people are inherently evil. Oh my God. Therefore, I'm against black people? No. I want black people who are nice people, who are good people, who have good ethics to succeed in the world. So we can get past all this bullshit. And the idea we have to just watch people destroy, independently owned businesses owned by black people and somehow think that's pro-black is just bullshit crap. And don't even tell me black people are a community, okay? Think of the world as an entire community. Do you think that the spoiled-ass black activists in the United States give any shit about black people in Africa? Of course they don't. It's not about skin color. It's about privilege. It's about being a victim. It's about saying, I'm better than you because I was oppressed. And it's like, fuck you, motherfucking oppressed little victim shithead. Do you think there's any social group in the entire world, any genetic blob of beings in the world that weren't oppressed? Everyone has been killed by everyone else. I mean, look at the history of Europe for fucking 5 minutes. Spend a few hours if you like. Look at them and say, didn't everyone kill everyone? Yes, they did. What happened in Asia? Everyone killed everyone. What happened in Africa? Everyone killed everyone. What happened in the Americas? Before colonization, most everyone killed everyone. There might be some cool exceptions. I would really love to hear about them. I'm hoping somewhere in the Pacific Northwest. I do have my personal biases. But I'm pretty sure they all killed everybody over too. It's fine. Whatever. The point is that you're not some special fucking victim, you little shithead. Nobody owes you fuck. So fight the fight now against the actual oppressors. And those actual oppressors are found in... See, this is the point where I should turn the camera off. Because if I was honest with you, it would be illegal. There's little fruit flies that landed in my wine. I just drink them down. I do not care. Details. I took a class in university once, and I don't remember the instructor's name, unfortunately, although I have thought about ordering my transcript from the University of Washington to see what classes I took, right? And my university experience was not the most important thing in my whole life. It's like an experience I had. Fuck, I think I left my computer on. I'm wasting electricity. And whatever. I have gasoline. Things are a mess. Whatever. The one question in this class of like 12 people, I think it was a very small class, was what is the justification for political authority? That was the entire question. For the whole fucking semester, trimester, I don't know what it was. And we read a lot and we talked a lot. And I think the professor was baldish. That's all I remember about him. And he did a good job at moderating between us as we discussed these topics and the things we had read. And it was a relatively good group of students. It was really smart people, of whom I remember none. If I was a person with more free time at the time. I was working my ass off. I was working like 30 hours a week to put myself through college because I did graduate with no student debt or very little. And I should have looked around that class and wondered, like, who the fuck are these people? Like, are they cool people or something? Because they're thinking about this weird topic with me, but I remember almost nothing about it. And that brought up a question for me. What is the justification for political authority that you should wonder about? And don't just come up with democracy. Oh my God. If that's all you came up with, think about the analogy of the 3 wolves and the 1 sheep and what they want to have for dinner. And then think about, the USA as a republic, and then think about the USA prior to the Civil War and what laws it had that were kind of revolutionary at the time. Pretty dang revolutionary. To not just be, the king as sovereign, but the individual as sovereign. And some other stuff that's in there that, I'm not an expert on, but... Raven. Magic Raven. Super cool. Doing Raven. Oh, there goes another one. There goes another one. Oh, is there going to be a Raven party? Holy shit, that'd be cool. It has happened before. Like Raven parties. I don't know what the fuck caused a Raven party. I'm pretty sure it's about sex, though. Because I think sex drives most of the world. And I think that a lot of people aren't honest about, like, how sex drives them. I've become pretty asexual, to be honest. It's kind of a bummer, I guess. But that's kind of part of asexuality, I guess, is I don't give a fuck. It's just not going to control me. So... And it does come from not trusting people in my case. I don't know about other people. I haven't even read about asexuality. And I wouldn't necessarily say I'm asexual. I don't like it if people call me an incel. That seems very rude. Involuntarily celibate is what that means. I don't agree with that at all. I could get laid anytime I want, actually. It'd be super easy. But the question is, do I want to have sex with anyone that I know who's available? And first off, I don't have a lot of people available. So my selection is limited, and I am a picky person. I'm not just like a slut that has any sex with anyone. And I don't even think that the people that are called sluts, like women are usually stereotypically called sluts, and I don't even think a lot of sluts are that, like, non-selective. I think many sluts are very selective about who they have sex with. They're just very popular people. So I'm not even that critical of that. And I've been a male slut guy at times in my life where I had a lot of options available, and I did have those options occur. And I don't see that as an imbalanced relationship. A lot of people do. Like, if a man has sex with a woman, therefore it's bad because he took advantage of her. And it's like, well, no, maybe they had a consensual thing that they both enjoyed. And it's really sexist to assume otherwise. So, same thing for women. people worry about body count and all this stuff, and it's like, well, it certainly does tell you something about a person if they have a high body count. And there's disease risks, which can be tested for, so that's not a problem. But simply having experience, having sex is not inherently bad. And I have read a lot of, I'm on every kind of forum there is, right? I'm on all kind of conversational and written forums there are. There's a lot of men who really don't like that. And a lot of Christian men don't like it. Hi, honey. Hi. Hi there. What are you doing here? And they're like, it seems like they want a woman who's never fucked anybody else. Like, it's kind of like, wanting only virgin women or something. And it's like, well, guess what? If you want that, you're probably just going to get lied to. I'm not even sure I've ever fucked a virgin. Maybe I have. I don't know. There was one woman who maybe was a virgin. She didn't say she was, but I know that she never had an orgasm before me. And she was very surprised by it, which I was pleased because, it's nice to be part of that special experience. But I don't seek out virgins. I mean, I think there are some people who seek that out as like some good thing, and it's like, I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of older too, so I don't know. I'm not sure what I would even recommend to a young woman for her first sexual experience. What would I say it should be? I don't know if it even matters. I think they should probably masturbate a lot first so that they know their own body. I don't know. I mean, I haven't really been in a position to think about that. Anyway, this wasn't supposed to be like a sex videotape or anything. Yes, I did leave this shit running. Fuck. Oh, god damn it. Currently, my solar power system is dead. And that means... Fuck. That means that... That means that I've been running down battery power. Fuck. I have forgotten my password. Alright, that's fine. I did not forget my password. Okay. My battery's almost dead. We are going to go do things together. Let's go have some fun. And why are we talking about sex all the time? What am I, a fucking pervert? Yeah, I hope so. I used to be a pervert. I used to have a lot of fun. And, a lot of people had fun with me. But apparently I'm not a pervert anymore because I'm not actually functionally a pervert. And I don't have any sex outside of marriage, which, of course, to have sex outside of marriage would be a huge sin, according to a made-up God that no one really believes in. and everyone just pretends to believe in while they have sex outside of marriage. So, I could talk more about sex, but it's not really interesting to me right now since I don't have anyone to have sex with. And I am very picky about it. I'm not interested in having sex with people I don't like. And I don't like hardly anybody. So, as I wrap up this video somehow, which had no topic to begin with, did it? Did it have a topic? Was there a topic? Fuck. I think if there was a good topic, it would be, to just communicate who the fuck I am and what I'm doing. Not in this case what I'm doing, because this is not about how much I'm doing, but what I feel about things. What I'm doing with the land is hardcore. It's big. It has engineering behind it. It has thought behind it. It has a lot of reading and study behind how we should use land and plant land and live and capture water and store water and use energy and all these kind of things. So it's complicated as hell, but I think if I do publish this video, it's about sharing about who I am as a person, but I'm not even sure who I am as a person fucking matters, because I'm going to die anyway. So who gives a fuck about me? What matters more is my ideas and what we can create socially and what we can make social agreements for and what we can actually create as a cultural entity that survives and serves us. A new culture, a new way of being. And I'm not important in that, okay? I could be as fucked up as you think I am. I mean, look, I'm fucking drinking alcohol here. You could think that's horrible. Feel free. I mean, I'm irrelevant. I'm not important. I'm not a guru. I'm not the smartest person in the world. I haven't studied every fucking thing that I care about. I care about all these different issues. Here, let's do this. I care about this issue, this issue, this issue, this issue, this issue. I care about all these different issues. Architecture and agriculture and all this stuff. And I'm not an expert in any of them. None. I don't have a doctorate in anything, although certificationalism is stupid and evil. Certificationalism, the idea that you have a certificate from an official fancy institution to make you a cool, better person, so that then you can operate within the official world of classism to make you control other people and have them be your fucking slaves, is an evil system. Okay? Talking to you, Harvard, Yale, any other Ivy League bullshit. That's all bullshit. Okay? It's about ideas and actual thought that matter. That shit pisses me off. It's about the fucking ideas that matter and how we can have a free and prosperous world. It's not about how you can be certified to oppress other people. The sun is going down through the clouds, and at that point my video will end. And this lesson will end of random weird shit that I talk about. Oh. And then I can go to sleep and live another day. Today I did take my van to town and I put fluids in it, which luckily, strangely, needed a little love. My transmission fluid was fine. My brake fluid was fine. I did buy some and have a little bit put in it, and I have left over, which the dogs are not going to get to drink. And my water in my radiator was fine. Everything was fine, but my transmission is going out. And so my van's going to die, and I'm afraid to drive it because it's going to die sometime. I don't know what, I mean, I don't know these things. I'm barely a man. See, look at it, I'm barely a man. I do have a dick, but I'm barely a man because I don't know what happens when my transmission fails. Like, does it just suddenly die, or does it just keep dying more and more? Because right now my van speeds up and slows down randomly, and that's disturbing to me. And I only drive very short distance. I don't drive anywhere except close. Oh my God. More fruit flies. Protein, baby. So I don't know. And then I wonder, like, a lot about how I can actually work with other people, like you, for example, who I probably already don't like. And I have thought a lot about deal breakers, like ways that you already are disqualified from dealing with me at all. And hopefully you've already thought of many that you would not want to deal with me from. I want to be blocked by many people. I want to be rejected by many people. I want people to think I'm bad because I'm against everything that they believe in. So I want them to stay the fuck away from me. But there's some other people who I'd be willing to talk to, and they might be willing to talk to me to get more detailed about it and figure out, like, are there ways that we might want to work together to make something cool occur? Like, super fucking cool. Like, really super excellent. And some of those people are super powerful, excellent people, who have their shit together, who are emotionally responsible, who have some level of emotional control, who have ethics, that they understand what they have and that they fit in with mine, that we can see if they fit together like a key fits into a lock, and we can see if it works out. Because there are things I'm not comfortable with, like bullshit spirituality, for example. I'm just not in tune with at all. Reiki is a stretch for me. I'm fine with yoga and meditation and stuff like that, but like if you look at the Wikipedia things considered pseudoscience, like if you believe any of those things, then we already potentially have a problem. So and if you want to use your spirituality to control me or other people here in any way, then it's my obligation to protect them and myself against you. Your fucking fake God has no power here. I'm not even God here, okay? And I'll try and be as God-like as I can be. But guess what? I'm still not God. I'm just a weird dork, strange, freak, bizarroid human who does know a lot and who has tried to create a great place. And we'll see what happens, but there is no extra spiritual bullshit that I want to channel through me to control you. That would be inappropriate, wrong, cult-like, and bad. It's just the wrong way to go, you know? It's... But I want to collect the most powerful people here. I want to collect great thinkers and creative people, and they don't all have to be the same at all. They don't have to agree with everything I think. Although there are certain, like I said, deal breakers. There are certain things that matter. But they can have different styles of being and different ways of being. And I don't want to collect a homogenous group of people together. They do all have to be financially viable. Like they have to pay for themselves or have a way that they can fit into the system to create income for the system. Because if someone is in the system, in a group, and they are not viable as a value-adding machine, human being, then they're at risk of being abused. And they risk attracting abusers. And I don't want that. I want every single person to be personally powerful and have the ability to leave if they wish to. And I want them to always be improving their skills so that even when they do wish to leave, they leave happily and they build up their power there. And maybe some come back. I don't know. It's not like they're prohibited from coming back. It's just... You know, I would like to collect people who really like the place and want to stay. I mean, you know, this is a weird vision I have. It's a weird vision of a kind of creating an intentional community or intentional family, or better said is intentional families. You know, different blobs of groups doing things that work for them. And so I have strange visions of that. And I am, if you want to know, like, what the fuck are you, Brian? Like, why do you want to do this thing? Like, what's your personal motivation? I'm lonely. I'm a very lonely person. I've lived here for 20 years in the forest, and I've been lonely for most of it. I have had girlfriends and stuff, and friends, I guess, sort of. But mostly I've been very remote. And I mean, you probably, if you're an empathetic person, you understand that even if you know people and have people in your life, you can still be lonely. And I'm actually physically very lonely. And so, therefore, the number of people that I'm actually close to is very few. And that's by choice, and I'm in control of it. It's fine. I'm not whining or anything about it. No, I'm actually literally whining about it. The point is, I can't say it's the most comfortable thing. And I have been an attractive person to people in the past, and so I wouldn't mind some intimacy, you know, and that would be nice. But the actual point of it is that I want to create a society that's better. And that's beyond me. And so even if I'm celibate for the rest of my life, I give almost zero shit about that. Almost zero. Intermittently I care. But I care about, like, can we create a social structure that is replicatable, perhaps, in variant ways, that actually function for people. Kind of like kibbutzes or something. In Israel there was kibbutzes, there was communities, and those mostly didn't work out as planned. Or, you know, hippie things in the 60s of communes. Communal ownership I'm very suspicious of. Sorry, I'm belching a little bit because I drink a bunch of wine and beer before that. So there's these models of communities that we can imagine, and maybe if you're young, you haven't thought a lot about these. Maybe if you're older, you have about these various models of legal ownership and social cohesion, and how we can live together in some ways that are more fulfilling. Because maybe if you're older, especially, you have realized that what has served you when you were younger doesn't serve you when you're older. What, even when you're young, like, are you really fulfilling yourself? Are you really investing in the future you? Are you getting what you want? Are you being with the people you want to be with? I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't know you. Okay, I don't know you. So this is just a video. It's a one-way thing. So I apologize for everything I'm saying to you about any judgment. I'm not telling you any way you should live. You should go do whatever the fuck you want. Go travel the world and have fun, and spend as much money as you can, and burn as much gasoline as you can. Obviously, I don't like those things, but you can do that, no problem. There's Frida over there. All she's doing is just looking off in the forest, smiling in the air. What is she doing? I love her. I love her so much. I never thought I would love a little dog this much. The fuck is she doing? Fuck. Thing is, I'm getting older now, and I've had these thoughts for decades, and I'm not some guru magic person. I'm just a guy who thinks a lot of stuff about things, and so my hope is to collect some people who have thoughts similar to mine and want to live simply and want to have honest communication, radical honesty in some ways. There's a book about that. Sex, we talked about. I think people should have lots of sex, but I think they should do it safely and in ways that don't hurt other people emotionally. And I think there's a bunch of ways to do that. So, I like the idea of polyfidelity, of having closed groups of people who are very sexually fulfilled. And I know that sounds weird to some people, but it's, for me, an obvious solution for a complex set of problems. So, I don't know, that's too complicated. I don't want to talk about it. Fuck. Time we at right now? Over an hour and a half of talking to you. Well, I guess I'll go away. I don't know. I don't know if I'm even gonna make it sometimes. In the past, I've attracted a lot of people who want to take more than they give, and that's been a big problem for me. And I've whined about that a little bit. And I figured out the key, perhaps, is to collect people who give more than they take. And I knew that 20 years ago. I knew that. But I didn't do it. I got fooled by a lot of people. Well, we'll see if I can do better this time. Goodbye and good luck.